Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cloudy Sheep and we're playing Rule the Waves. Last time we designed a battle cruiser and I was saying that, yeah, war with Russia looks pretty likely very soon. And indeed here we are in war against Russia, and this is the first battle of the war. It's a cruiser action in the Caribbean. I'm not sure we actually have any ships in the Caribbean. So indeed that is a very poor start to our war. Let's briefly check our forces then and see how things look. So up here we are the US, of course the American East Coast is our home zone. Russia's home zone is right over here in Northern Europe. Russia doesn't have that many more colonies except for Cuba here and some stuff in the Far East. Now the Far East has become quite a bit more interesting because we now have Port Arthur over here, which does give us quite a bit of basing capacity. Let's actually check the basing capacity up here. We have 100. Russia obviously has much more, but they will have a hard time sending ships up here because they will then need to send it 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So it will take 4 months for them to cross that. And you know, one of our most common themes has been that we are designing ships with reliable engines, long range, and that should be lovely. And I don't think Russians did that. Of course, historically, we know one of the biggest battles that had been pushing for the Dreadnought race was actually when the Russians sent ships all the way to the Far East in their war against Japan in 1905, and they were obliterated in the Battle of Xiuchong. I don't quite know how it's called, but basically they were really out of shape once they got here, and the Japanese, with their superior gunnery, just wrecked them. Now that is not something that we can entirely do. We can park a lot of ships in some area to maybe trigger an invasion, but we'll really have to see about that. Let's look at our comparative forces. We also, as I maybe briefly before that, we will need to be a bit careful about how the other guys are dealing up here, but I think we might be able to do that. Obviously our budget has just massively increased, which is nice to see. Russia's budget really lagged behind that. Russia doesn't have enough battleships. They only have 1 compared to our 5 ready battleships. 2 battle cruisers compared to our 4, so that's very lovely to see. No battleships, we have still 1, don't even know why. No heavy cruisers, we have a couple, most of them for colonial ships. A bit more balance in the light cruiser department. Destroyers, again, we are very dominant. Minesweepers nobody cares about, but submarines, they have a significant edge. So last time we actually, if we remember well, we actually lost a heavy cruiser to a submarine, and so that was outrightly sunk. What? Did we sink our own ship? Never mind. Never mind. Let's not question that too much. So we lost 1 ship to their submarines, and we actually lost a couple of other ships that were damaged and needed to be interned in Northern Europe. So that was a bit nasty. So let's make sure that we get more ships on patrol duty. We actually need 23. We only have 20 motor ships now, so I'm slightly surprised about that, but you guys definitely go on coastal patrol. I know some of you are just working up, but I think it's going to be fine. It has to be, in fact. Even though, of course, this is a bit nasty. I think we will, in fact, want more motor ships of this class up here, so let's build another 10 of these ships. Costs aren't that significant. They will be ready within time for war, and I think that's going to be very fine. So that would be 30 ships. Let's do that. Yeah, it's fine. There we go. Couple more ships. Other ships that will be ready do include a couple of Raleighs that are being refitted, although they are slightly worse than we expected. But yeah, there we go. It is as it is. Also this time around we have quite a couple of submarines, which we didn't have last time. So let's make sure that we actually I think price rules are fine. That does risk scaring off some other nations, but it's not unrestricted warfare, so I think that's okay. In terms of where our forces are dispositioned, most of them really are on the east coast. Some exceptions, these Bainbridges, in fact all of these Bainbridges, are on the west coast, so I think that's fine. No particular reason to do that, but please go on coastal patrol. And thereby we do fulfill this requirement, but we can send more of our ships on that station, and I think of course that is something that we want to do. Let's briefly check. These Fenning classes are our primary fleet destroyer. These Paulding classes are reasonable modern as well. You can see the build here up here. Although the Stewards, Bainbridges obviously we've talked about, and Decatur's are really coastal patrol material by this point. I think they were built 20 years ago, and this is not the time when ships were very much frontline duty ships for 20 years. So yeah, that's fine. The Stewards up here, these Stewards I am going to move these guys to the Caribbean, where I think most of the war will be happening. And in the Caribbean, can I assign you to coastal patrol now, so that I don't forget about that later? Yes, please. And let's make sure, yeah, you are still moving, so that's very lovely to see. Okay, that does look better now, I think, but in fact I think we will build 10 more minesweepers even, just to make sure that we can go. So we're building 20 now. I think that's going to put things much better. Let's briefly look where the Russians actually are. So quite a couple of ships over here, Russian ships, really light cruisers. Nothing anywhere else except for the Caribbean and of course its home country. And apparently something in here, a destroyer, which I think is an artifact of them trying to send ships through here. So there's that. No ships in our home zone. Some ships up here in the Caribbean. In fact, in the Caribbean they have 3 light cruisers, a couple of destroyers. Are they building any ships? They are. Let's see. This is going to be ready in more than a year. So what do they even have? They have the Tsarevich. I think one of these guys were destroyed last time because it has pretty thin armor. Even though, you know, 8 13-inch guns aren't bad, especially compared to our older ships, where they only have 12 caliber guns. And we do have this one we don't know about, and the Imperator Alexander class ships over here, with 12 13-inch guns in fact on the broadside. So that, interestingly enough, their battle cruisers have a much heavier armor than armament compared to their Tsarevich class, and they are quicker, but not really that quick. So let's see about that. We could think about trying to blockade them, which of course would be very interesting. It would risk losing our ships, especially, and that I'm most frightened about, to submarines. And in fact any early engagement would knock our ships out for the war in Northern Europe. So I think the most prudent thing is to try to attack the Caribbean, maybe take over Cuba, or at least trigger naval invasion there, or land invasion I should say, and then that should be fine. I'm gonna leave the Illinois on the east coast. It's a really old ship, 70 knots. It can't catch anything, not anything at all, but I think we'll leave it there. Most of our capital ships though should be moving, I feel, to the Caribbean. Maybe we're gonna leave one of the California classes, which have not that great guns. Wait, do you actually have 14 guns? You do? That's nice to see. But only 8 of them. Whereas you have 10, 11 caliber guns. So We're going to move everyone except the California class. I think, you know what, these guys, the Russians, one battleship. So let's keep the Colorado and California at home. Let's send all of these guys to the Caribbean. Here we go. And that should be fine. The Illinois on the East Coast. What do we really want to do with it? You know what? No, it doesn't have long range, does it? Let's open the design. No, medium range. So yeah, I think we're gonna send it with them to the Caribbean, just maybe to increase the chance of triggering a naval invasion. I feel 2 battleships up here on the East Coast should be plenty and should be fine. Right then, we have in terms of light cruisers, so first of all of these fanning classes are going to come along to the Caribbean just to protect our ships and make sure that they are very properly supported in fleet action. There we go, and that should be fine. Holdings, I think we can leave on the East Coast. You guys on coastal patrol in the East Coast, West Coast, fine. Then we have light cruisers. The Raleighs are being rebuilt. These Tacomas, then I think we will also send along to the Caribbean. And that should be really plentiful. The Des Moines up here, I think we are going to send them on raider duty. I think at least a couple of them. Let's take all of these versions here, make them raiders. Their speed isn't really great, but I hope that should be fine. In fact, I think we can send 2 of these maybe to North Africa, Mediterranean rather. This one and oh, you're on the West Coast. Oh, I see. If you're on the West Coast, then maybe you move up to Northeast Asia. There we go. Of course, Russia does have a presence there, and the same for you actually. Move up to Northeast Asia. We'll see. Maybe we'll get wrecked there, but I don't. You know, these are old ships, and the speed really doesn't match much what we could expect and hope to support. Yeah, you again to the Mediterranean. I think that would be nice because that should logically be one of the routes where they can send through ships. You then. I don't want to send them to Europe. I think having 2 light cruisers active on the East Coast should be fine really. Heavy cruiser, kind of outdated honestly, but I think fine for now. We have 2 guys here on foreign stations. I think this is fine. I think it is. All of you have fair crew quality, so I think that's okay. Yeah, looking pretty good actually. In terms of monthly balance, I think that's fine. Submarines, coastal fortifications, they all up and running. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. Very soon I think we might think about new light cruisers, but let's keep that for now. Let's make sure our research is on top of everything. Especially, of course, we will, in terms of war, increase our short-term focus. This I think we can all fire control. Yes, we will keep up high. All of this is okay for now. Ship design will reduce to medium, but we will definitely increase these items that are effective immediately. Submarines, yes, I think. Anti-submarine warfare technology, yes. Explosive shells, high, yes. Naval guns, I think we can reduce to medium for now. So what? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is very good. 500,000 monthly balance. I think we keep that as a buffer. Let's take a turn. Here we go. Excellent. Immediate payback from for what we did. So some good improvements up here. Torpedoes as well. That's nice to see. We gain a couple of victory points. We lose one of the motor ships. Russian submarines sunk. That is very lovely to see. 3 sunk. Some victory points for them, but not that critical. On the other hand, our raiders do good things, except they do have one as well on the east coast. That's interesting to see. Enemy coastal raid from Russia. That should turn out very interesting if they do take the battle, and they do. So here's our first actual battle of the war. Let's see what we got over here. A couple of TRs. I'm not sure what that means. Transport. I don't know. But it looks like our core fleet really is just these light cruisers and a couple of destroyers. So you guys are what? Oh, excellent! You have Fanning class ships. So with the torpedo tubes, I like to see that. You are screening. That is okay. Then these guys up here are the Tacoma classes. So above water torpedo tubes, a couple of mines, which will not matter. But yeah, that looks good. Let's then take a couple of turns. So Charlotte, Self-run. It's up with the map over there. Not sure. Yeah, but I think we'll probably just stick around up here. Make sure that we of course can see. What time is it actually? Oh, just morning, so that's very lovely to see. Otherwise, we might be seeing that these guys reports. Where's that from? Oh, up here. So let's go down there, and let's of course make good speed. And yeah, you might wanna not hit the island. There we go. And one more report. Oh, up here. West back up. Okay. I'm indecisive. Oh, there we go. Unidentified ship. Squadron max then, and let's turn up here, and let's take just 5 turns for now. What's this range? Oh, okay, just yeah, let's get rid of that then. Let's make use speed there. I think that should be fine. So it is a destroyer, and it's going 25 knots, so we should keep. Got it, but maybe we will not. Is this really the destroyer firing? It would be kind of interesting to see why it's having such huge splash radius. Have we actually hit it at all? It doesn't appear like we did a lot of damage so far. Are both of you guys firing? Yes, but only with your frontal guns. Maybe can you turn north a bit, just so you can get a couple of salvos. But yeah, apparently at max range then that's not really worthwhile. Unidentified ship targets something. A mud ship. Right, another report then down here. Well, I don't think we'll be able to catch the destroyer really. So let's make sure we go down there. It's a bit annoying that we can't catch them, but so it is. Let's go faster. You know what kind of ship that is. That, my friends, is a destroyer. Ooh! No, 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 no. It's a light cruiser. 27 knots, 5 6-inch guns, 3-inch belt armor. We, on the other hand, have less belt armor, but more broadside material, even though our total amount of guns is similar. So let's take that fight. Tacoma is opening fire, that's good to see. That is a destroyer, yes. Come on guys. Are you in a somewhat sensible formation over here? Only just. Right then, a bit more north. Yeah, there we go. First hit on us, on one of our turrets, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. There we go, counter hit on them. We should be outgunning them pretty heftily. I mean, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What, really? 5? 5 6-inch guns? No, 6. I missed that one. 6 6-inch guns. These guys have 5. But of course we have 2 twice, so no. We have 12 in fact. So there we go, more hits on them. We should remind ourselves these guys do have gunnery training, so maybe that is something to keep in mind. Ooh, that's not nice. Crew quality -1 because we got a hit on the bridge. Constantine is probably the name of their ship. Yeah, that's not nice. But the Tacoma should still be yeah, able to fire and fire well. So there we go. Come on. Who's firing on that? Are you daft? They're supposed to fire on the light cruiser. That's a much bigger threat. There we go. You really must have heavy damage by now. Yeah, I was about to say that. Light damage still on the light cruiser. Let's take 5-minute turns. I don't think it's really getting closer. It's just winging about. What? Oh yeah, we hit them. Nice. I was about to say, okay, we get another turret hit, but nope. We hit the turret, penetrate, and that's it for them. Good. Very lovely to see. In fact, let's go towards this direction, which I think is. Nope, I don't want to detach a whole light cruiser just to pick up survivors. Destroyers might have been a different question, but where's their destroyer, by the way? Thought it was damaged heavily enough so that we wouldn't need to take it necessarily, but oh well. Let's decrease the speed a bit just to make sure that we are on the right track up here. Then we can go faster. Let's patrol up here. Stop. There we have another light cruiser of the same class as before. And I really would have liked to see our battle cruisers in this action. Really? And you're shooting just like that. You're shooting this on this at this range. Well, apparently you are. Here we go. You are opening fire. Let's make sure we get a good parallel angle. Warrington being increasingly hit. San Francisco hit again. San Francisco is really not doing all too well in these types of battles. And we should have also increased this to max. They are turning away somewhat. Are we firing with all guns? We are. What's going on up here? Just some friendly collision between destroyers and cruisers. Fine then. 5-minute turns. 5-minute turns. They're pulling away somewhat. So let's make sure we are taking that turn as well. It does mean not all of our guns are firing. Yeah, quite a couple of you aren't. I think that's probably due to the damaged bridge, although I'm not too sure. As long as the Tacoma is catching up at some point, I hope that we're gonna be fine. Yeah, but there we go. The lead ship is really depleting the ammo quite quickly. Let's make sure we close them. Okay, they are turning away then. Interesting to see. And they are turning around. That's good. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Come on. Come on! Hit it! Come on also. But we are getting some hits on them now. Yeah, but let's make sure to try and catch them just before the end of this episode, really. Light damage, 25 knots. I would like to see heavier damage. And what about you there? Why are you so? What are you so scared about? What am I not seeing up here? Or are you in fact seeing that? No minute. Yeah, we are in range. And there was a hit. Don't. I had sort of hoped the AI would squeeze out there. Let's keep time running. I think that's fine. And they do seem to be getting slower. Or is it just me? Maybe it was because the speed here dropped to normal. So let's go this way. Try to cut it off. And it's night? No, it's raining. It's not raining anymore. Sometimes this game sort of models this weirdly. Stop! Some notes are weird here. Here. Let's just say that. There we go. Come on, at this range, just screw them over, please. How many of your guns are still firing? Some, so I think you should be fine. Let's go. And let's actually take this to normal. Good hits. Come on. Whoa, what's going on here? 4 hits on them, 2 on us. Of course not great, but still I think very viable. 2 on them, 1 on us. One of their turrets is destroyed, 1 is out of action. You there, you are firing with all guns, so yes, I really think we should be catching them. Yeah, there we go. That's what I like to see. Come on. On turn. Come on. He's going so slow, he's already sinking, so I think that's fine. And I was about to say, you can launch torpedoes at a sinking ship. At least. I don't know why, but I don't really ever have that much success with torpedoes on my own, unless it's really too late anyway. Come on. Come on, you don't need to do that. How are you missing a stationary ship? No, we're not going to get closer. Nor to that. Go to cruise speed. Come back to Charlotte somewhat. Let's go very fast. I think this ship should really be sinking soon. So about 400 more ticks, 300 maybe. Very fast. Let's go to Ultra. I don't think there's anything going on at night. But in fact we don't want to dock really. We just want to stick around, maybe see if we can find someone, protect someone, or anything along these lines. No, still no. These ships up here really... Oh well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. Thank you. So 2 light cruisers and a destroyer sunk. Maybe that's why we didn't find it. 1 destroyer undamaged, 1 destroyer heavy damage. Ooh, that's I didn't see really. San Francisco light medium damage. Yeah, I think that's good. Major way too fast really, because 800 points for that, and more importantly the damage to ships. So very lovely, very good first result, with 2 light cruisers being sunk from their side. The Valentin Kunosh Konstantin, no, Veliki Kunosh Konstantin, 5,000 tons. Yeah, like to see that. Ooh, look at that, there's reloading. So they must have fired off 1. And the Greeting class, another 5,000 ton ship. I think they're both Greeting class, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Central firing. Not improved, not anything like that. So there we go. San Francisco on the other hand, medium damage. You were hit quite a bit, as we can see up here. And especially crew quality. let's see, crew quality 0. And on the, not San Francisco, the Tacoma, crew quality 1, yeah. So I think that was because of the hit on the main thing. So that's fine, let's leave this. We gain a ton of points. That's very lovely to see. I don't think it's that memorable, it was just like cruise action. But there we go. Good points for us, good start to the war. Of course, the light cruiser. Let's go a bit faster, and then by this and this we could do straight, yeah. So yeah, San Francisco needs 1 turn of repairs, but that's fine really. Everyone else seems to be doing fairly okay. Well, not quite true. Couple of bit of damage here and there, but at least we sunk 3 submarines as well. So yeah, only 67 more to go. But yeah, I think this is a very nice opening for that. We are still making money, so we will probably be building some ships very soon. I'm thinking some new light cruisers because the Raleigh sort of fell short and we want to do more light cruisers in fact. But that's gonna have to wait until next time, so thank you guys for watching and I'll see you then. Bye bye.